Chainsaw Man. We all love it. We actually think that it's the best piece of fiction ever written. You can probably tell what kind of fan I am by what I said. Now, why do I, Mr.Feedlestick, the woke liberal feminist, bring up Chainsaw Man? Well, I love Chainsaw Man, alright? I absolutely love it for everything that it is, and for everything that it is not. So, I'm going to talk about Chainsaw Man, and a specific part of Chainsaw Man, because I can, right? So, I'm going to do that, and you might be wondering, what specifically is that part of Chainsaw Man? Well, it's the devils, the Foundation series. Without devils, it's not. It's Attack on Titan, but without the devils or titans. So let's get into it. Now, a devil in Chainsaw Man, to simply put it, is a concept that humans fear. And the more it is feared, the stronger that it is. So, for example, an Epstein devil would be quite strong, but we're not here to talk about old Epstein. No. We're here to talk about a possibility of there being an ocean devil, because that's what I'm gonna do, right? I'm gonna design an ocean devil for Chainsaw Man. Yeah, so now that we got on how a devil works in Chainsaw Man, we have to first consider what the fuck would this even be? Like, why would ocean devil be strong or not strong? So, yeah! Now, for a power level, I think this would be the first planetary level devil. And you might be wondering, why would it be that strong, that it has enough power to destroy the planet? Well, it's the devil of the ocean, alright? What are oceans known for? They have a lot of deadly things in them and are deadly to be in once you get in the bottom. And they cause tsunamis. And, those can be those can be city ending. I was going to say world ending. But, this would just have a lot of power to destroy a lot of things. So, and Earth is covered in a lot of water. Alright? And this thing is the devil of the ocean. So, I think this thing would be planetary level. Especially since a lot of people have the fear of the ocean. Like, a lot. This would actually be considered a primal devil. And in case if you're wondering what a primal devil is, in Chainsaw Man, it's just very, very old fears that humans originally feared. And the ocean wouldn't be one of those, because, with evolution and stuff, we would want to stay away from the ocean a lot. And, of course, not everyone's afraid of the ocean, but not everyone's afraid of the dark. And the darkness devil is a primal devil. And honestly, the ocean devil is probably on par with the darkness devil. Maybe even stronger. Probably not. But then again, tsunamis. And another question you may ask, if this devil is going to be planetary level, why hasn't it showed up in the series? Well, first off, that's just not what Tatsuki Fujimoto wants, so it's not gonna happen yet. And why would I want to go to Earth? The darkness devil, never went to Earth. It stayed in hell. So, applying the same rules, it wouldn't want to go up to Earth. What business does that have? Cause no, Santa Claus did some fucking merge with it. I'm not sure if that was on Earth. I think that was in hell. Yeah. And let's get into its abilities, because, it's gonna have a lot of abilities. Now, since devils are the embodiment of human fears, I think this devil has to have abilities that represent the fears that it is of. And this is Ocean Devil. So first off, it obviously needs the ability of hydrokinesis. Any water being needs hydrokinesis. he's got to be able to control the water. You know, that's just something that's hand in hand with water characters. With hydrokinesis, but that's just a basic thing. Now I'm gonna get into the things that really make it scary. All right, really, really scary. So when you think of ocean, you either think of swimming, surfing, sex, or drowning. And that's where his next ability is going to come. So, the aging devil has this dimension where I think you're immortal, right? Pretty sure that's how it was. Something like that. And that represents a fear of aging. Wait, no. That was the eternity devil. No. I got those two mixed up. Yeah, but that represents a fear of aging, all right? And how would you represent the fear of drowning in the ocean devil? Here's how I do it. You see, somewhere on his body is going to be made entirely of water, all right? And then he can suck you up in there. And then you basically get transported to a pocket dimension full of water. And the deeper down you go, the more dangerous it gets. It's already dangerous at the top. But farther down, more dangerous. And it also leads you to the exit of this. And that's pretty scary. Like, you were yanked out of reality and put in this place with a lot of water, and then it slowly gets dangerous the more you go down further. Right? So he's basically a gatekeeper of human souls in a way. And that's very fitting for an ocean devil. And you guys might say, wouldn't this be for a drowning devil? Yeah, but we're gonna group it in the ocean devil because, it can go either way. Like the darkness devil has a lot of weird abilities that I don't think. If you're looking at it on a surface level, you probably wouldn't think it fits a dark devil of the darkness. Now, of course, with my literacy, I know why it does. But we know that fear's kind of the same thing, can be separate devils, so I think these would be separate, maybe not. But there's only so much that you could do with an ocean devil that, you would probably want to include drowning in its ability. And that's how I'm going to represent the fear of drowning in the ocean devil. It sucks you in, basically get thrown into the water back rooms, the watered back rooms. It's basically what it is. Except you don't get nice rooms, you get more water and more things to kill you down there. So yeah. And then his next ability. Now, the water is full of sea creatures, right? Just full of sea creatures. And how would we incorporate that into the ocean devil? He has the ability to summon in his own sea monsters. Yeah. Now, whether this fits a different devil, I don't really know. He's a primal fear, and oh wait, I just got a better idea. Hold on. So he doesn't actually make them, but they are just devils that represent sea creatures that he keeps inside him. Remember, the water place, and that's how he makes it dead. Yeah, that works even better. So, he's not creating, the same thing as other devils, but he's just using already existing devils. So I guess that's not technically an ability, but more of a tool. But an ability is an ability. And that's what he has. So expect an octopus devil to come out of him. A real one, and then just grabs you, tight puss, and you're dead. You're dead. Because you're not surviving an ocean devil. You're not. I'm not surviving an ocean devil. None of us are surviving Chainsaw Man. None of us. None of us. And then for his final ability, which I think might be the second scariest and the drowning one, it's the fear of getting lost in the ocean. Now, whether you think that it belongs to a lost devil or, I don't know, a car devil, it's involved, a lot of things get lost in the ocean. And I think I know how this can work. And the fall devil, which is another primal devil, it can make people, go up into hell, alright? And, just change gravity. And it doesn't just represent falling as in, you fall, but people who fall into a depression. Now, how would this translate to the ocean devil? It's people who have lost who they are. People who have strayed so far from themselves that he's able to make them physically lost. Like, it's kind of the same thing as his drowning ability, except, I don't know, maybe a lot more scarier. Like, maybe you're not physically lost. Like, you change locations randomly, but you feel that you are lost. It's kind of like an illusion that he puts you under. So, just don't have an identity crisis. Maybe you'll have a chance, but probably won't. And that's scary for a lot of reasons, because, imagine, you're already going through an identity crisis, and then this guy appears, and then everything's dark now. You're afraid to take a step forward or back. You're afraid to even move and just sit there shivering because you have no idea what's going on and what you're doing. That would be scary, right? That's pretty scary. We can all admit that's pretty scary. Now, I have designed abilities for him and, why he would be this strong. But what would he look like? Now, luckily, I drew him. But it's not the scariest thing. But, I drew. I say I know. You know a lot. I stutter a lot. I mess up a lot. And this is the ocean devil that I designed. You can see that's quite squid-like, and it has, let's say, crab-like eyes. They're kind of long. And I gave him a trident, because, why not? You can see I made his abdomen where it's made of water, and you can see the hands of the mortals that he trapped in there, poking out, trying to escape. It's not the scariest design, but it's a design. A design's a design. And I think that's gonna include us for this video today. There's not much I can talk about, but I like Chainsaw Man. I like that. Denji's pretty cool. Power is power. And that's like radical dudes. Cowabunga. Yeah, Chainsaw Man. It's peak everything. So yeah. That was my devil concept for Chainsaw Man. Chainsaw Man. Who doesn't love it? I'm clearly running out of things to say for the end of the video. So, this is where you like, subscribe. I'm your woke liberal feminist, Mr.Feedlestick, and goodbye.